Local A class OG member here.
What's going on, guys? Podcast question. So I've been doing a lot of zone 2 cardio, right? And there for a while, it was like super easy to keep my heart rate there, like once I figured it out. Well, now that I get more fit in that zone, I'm noticing that my heart rate will go zone 2, zone 1, zone 2, zone 1. And it's like super frustrating. And I turn up the intensity like a little bit, and then it goes and it stays, and then it goes above. And then it gets like really hard to do that. And I like drop the intensity like just a little bit. And then it's just back to zone 2, zone 1. And it's like getting super frustrating. So what do you recommend that I do to try to like keep myself where I should? And any tips on just keeping myself in that zone? Because it's like really easy until it's not. Thanks.
Local A class, shout out. Great question. Zone 2 training is a good way for me to describe it. Hashtag not a personal physical trainer. It's conversational. So zone 2 would be you're at an effort. Everybody's heart rate zone is slightly different. Maybe for me, it would be 120 to 140-ish, somewhere in that area. Conversational, on the verge sometimes of not being conversational, but you could be doing your effort and sitting there and still talking to somebody. I would say it's harder to be consistent in keeping it in a zone. And what zone 2 is good for is it's good at creating base fitness, which essentially makes you more efficient at operating within that zone, which is good so that you don't just kind of bypass through that zone quickly and skip right to max heart rate. It makes it so you can really effectively operate at like tempo speed, which is nice. It's important to have on the dirt bike. Local A class, I would say it depends what you're doing the zone 2 training on. Are you running? Are you rowing? Are you on a stationary bike? Are you on a mountain bike? Some are harder than others. If you're on a stationary bike, it's pretty darn easy to get into that heart rate zone and keep it. If you're riding a mountain bike going up and down hills, that can be a lot more difficult. If you're running, it can be slightly easier than mountain biking, but still can be difficult to stay in a zone 2. Don't get frustrated. You're probably skipping it by... Oh my God, blew out somebody's headphones. Whoops. Well, one more coming. Okay. Okay, we're back. After those short messages, this episode is sponsored by The 7 Spiritual Laws of Success, written by Deepak Chopra. Don't know if that's how you even say it. Still should have learned that by now. Don't stress local A class. I bet you're dropping below zone 2 by a couple beats. I bet you're going above it by a couple beats. I don't think it matters that much. I think it's not worth that concern. Hopefully, the more and more you do it, you should get more dialed in. The time periods 2017 to 2020 that I was super really fit off of the dirt bike were time periods that I could tell you what my heart rate was just without looking at a heart rate monitor because I got that dialed in. So the more you do it, you'll get there. In the meantime, don't stress about that. That's not worth stressing over. If you guys enjoyed this podcast clip and you want to listen to full episodes, you can do so on Spotify and Apple Music. If you want to send in your own video submission, you can join us in the Moto Academy family inside of the Moto Academy app by just going to themotoacademy.com. That's also where you can sign up for a class. Okay, guys, see you next episode.